In Utah, there's been a tradition of growing fruit and vegetables for a long time, but somewhere along the way that's sort of been lost, and a grass lawn is the traditional landscape now.
Hi, John and Holly. Thank you so much for having us here today to talk about Foodscaping Utah.
Foodscaping is about putting the food growing crops front and center. So we put vegetables and fruit trees and really design the landscape around that. There seems to be a lot of interest on growing food, but a lot of times people don't know how to get started, or they're a little intimidated by the idea. So that's where Foodscaping Utah comes in, and as volunteers that help plan and organize and get the foodscape set up and started.
What are some of the benefits of installing a foodscape?
For us, the number one benefit is flavor of the food. Just having access in your front yard or in your backyard to really flavorful, super nutritious food is by far the biggest benefit for us.
But really what's been surprising is just right here in our neighborhood. Our neighbors stop by, ask us what's growing, check and see what's happening in the garden, and we've talked to neighbors that we had never talked to before in the 6 years that we've lived here.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
I think a lot of people kind of view their landscape as a chore. Whereas for us, it's like we really enjoy the time out there.
I'm curious about if your water usage changes when you put in a foodscape.
In this area where we're really maximizing the use of our space, we use raised beds, we grow things vertically, we're still saving about 25%. Of what we would if we had lawn here.
We are here with Denise Little. She had a foodscape put in by Foodscaping Utah last year. So you said you have kale up here?
Yes, and Swiss chard, a little bit, and most of it's carrots. Because we discovered last year we love carrots.
Really? Oh, that's so great.
The boys love to just yank them out and eat them. We were just so inspired to use the grass area that's not very productive to turn it into something productive and beautiful.
What do you love most about your foodscape?
We love the harvest, the food. It's free, and we know it's clean, and it's just so nice to be able to just walk out your door and grab some kale to put in your smoothie every morning.
Yeah.
I'm so glad my kids know where food comes from, not just the grocery store.
We're here with Casey and Jason. They're homeowners in Ogden as well, and they did a bigger foodscape than Denise did. They did their whole front yard.
Yeah, probably the biggest thing was being able to transform our lawn into something that was both aesthetic and also edible. Being able to take the resources that we were diverting to our lawn and actually putting them into something that was going to nourish and feed us, and at the same time create a really beautiful landscape in front of the house.
What has been an interesting challenge of maintaining your foodscape?
So the foodscape in general, now that we've gotten everything in place, is not that unmanageable. Of course, a few weeds here and there, but I think the most interesting thing has been trying to figure out the areas where things grow the best. So for me, there's a steep learning curve because I've never had a garden before. But at the same time, it's also challenging and interesting to learn and actually watch things grow. We planted garlic last fall, and to see that actually grow this spring was like, oh, hey, we're doing this right. It was pretty cool.
So what do you love the most about your foodscape so far?
It seems to change with the seasons. Last fall, the aesthetic change was huge. To go from lawn to what we have now has been incredible. But the thing we love the most has really been when people walk by, they're intrigued and they stop and they ask questions, and we met a lot of our neighbors by having the Foodscape in.
So if I wanted to have Foodscaping Utah help me put in a foodscape, what's the first step?
So basically it starts with an interested homeowner. So we have an application process online. So you go to our website, which is foodscapingutah.org. You fill out an application. Once that application is approved, then we set up a time for a master gardener to come over to your home. Cool. They kind of scope it out, check out your soil, where the sun is, the best place to put your foodscape. And then the next step is the master gardener draws up a plan for you, tells you a list of materials to get, which is really important, so you have everything ready when the volunteers come. And then we help you get your foodscape set up.
It's great. If you're interested in installing your own foodscape and you live in the Ogden area, then check out Foodscaping Utah at their website, foodscapingutah.org. And if you love this video, then subscribe to Modern Gardener on YouTube, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram.